So what do I tell you time and time again, guys? Top left, bottom right, what is that? That's a bearish trend. You can see lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. That's Jasmy Coin, guys. Jasmy Coin's in a bearish trend, pulling back, but it's just hit a key support level. And I'm bullish on Jasmy, and I'm going to zoom in now and show you exactly why. Okay, Jasmy Coin, it is currently trading at 0.02750. So 0.02750, you can see just under 3 cents. You can see that 3 cents here is a resistance point. That 3 cents has been rejected, it's been rejected, and we've got bears pushing price back down. So why am I so bullish on this if the bears are pushing price back down here? First thing is the 200 daily moving average. And remember, guys, trading is a game of probabilities. There's nobody that's got a perfect strategy. There's nobody that's a genius. There's nobody that knows which way the market is going to move. Maybe Mr. Trump. Other than that, there's nobody that knows which way the market is going to move. So it's a game of probabilities. You need to analyze and find out exactly what price has done before. What levels were sticking points before? What levels could be expected to be sticking points going forward? And the area that we do need to break in the short term is this 3 cent level. But why am I so bullish on Jasmy Coin? We're going to go through and we're going to analyze this together because we say that this is a bearish trend because we're putting in lower highs, we're putting in lower lows. So that is a bearish trend. However, where's the bearish trend coming from? It's coming from this big push to the upside. And what are we creating here at the 200 daily moving average? We are creating, firstly, a support, and secondly, we're creating a higher low. As long as we don't get a break and as long as we don't get a close below 0.02585, Jasmy Coin's good. But what does this do as well, guys? When you're hitting a 200 moving average, we're going to add in confluence in a minute. We're going to add in thesis to see if there's any other sticking points for Jasmy. What it does, guys, is it gives you a good risk to reward. So just an example, if you stick your risk to reward tool on here, you're shooting for the previous high on Jasmy Coin, then your stop loss is below the 200 period moving average. So what does that do to your risk to reward? That gives you a 7.72 risk to reward. How can you get additional confirmation on this? You add in a trend line. So you add in your diagonal trend line. Here we go. And you're waiting for the break. Now, remember, guys, you see this time and time again. I talked about it in the previous videos. You get a 1, 2, 3 fake out. It's happened here again. I'll keep pointing these things out to you. So when you're going on your charts, you can see them. 1, 2, 3, break, pull back in. So 1, 2, 3 fake out. Remember, 3 touches confirms a trend. On the 3rd touch, that's where the bulls and the bears really start fighting because they know that 3 touches confirms a trend, and whoever's within the trend gains that control. That means they're likely to regain the momentum to go to the downside if it is a pullback, and vice versa as well, guys. So what I'm saying is at this point here, that's where the bulls and the bears are really fighting to find out whether there's going to be a break or whether the bears can push price back in. There's the first touch, there's the second touch, that's the 3rd touch, which is a confirmation. So in the short term, if we did get a break and a close above $3, what's that doing? Cracking trend. So what I'm going to do is we're going to build in some additional confluence. We're going to stick our Fibonacci tool on here and we're going to see if we're holding any key levels. So because it's a retracement, you're going from the swing low to the swing high. You can see we held the 618 and we held the 618. 618 is a sticking point, and then we rejected the 618 and pulled back. So what we'll do is we just add in a couple of numbers here, see if there's anything to fall back on. So 786, is it holding the 786? We'll stick that on there. Got the 786 here. Look, this is good because you've got double confluence. When you're doing risk to reward, as far as risk to reward is concerned, if you've got more support to fall back on, if you're going long, then that gives you a good indication that your stop loss below that previous support is a good indication, and it gives you a good risk to reward. So that's additional confluence. You've got the 200 daily moving average, which is a higher period moving average. You're above that, you're bullish. That's strong. You're nearly touching the 200 moving average. That reduces your risk to reward. You've got the 786 Fibonacci retracement to fall back on. So you've got the 200 and the 786 both at the same point. And then clues look left, guys. Remember, clues look left. We look for build-up of price action at these levels. Can we see any build-up of price action at these levels? At the 786. If we go to the 786, look, clues look left. It's come back down, rejected for such a long period of time. What happens when it breaks through? Let's zoom in. What happens when it breaks through? Support. Falls through, resistance, resistance, So we know that that 786 is something that's been respected before on Jasmy Coin, which gives us additional confluence, and it gives us additional confluence that our risk to reward is a good risk to reward, and price action's got a fair bit to fall back on. If you're wrong, you're wrong with the least amount of capital at risk. You live to fight another day. That's your reward. That's your risk. So remember that, guys. So where would I be looking for on extensions for Jasmy Coin? If we zoom out, actually, guys, you can see where this thing's been before. And you can see that Jasmy Coin all the way here at 0.036346. Am I interested in that level? Not interested in that level, guys. Where am I interested? This is where I'm interested. This shelf here. Just stick this trend line on there. This is the shelf that I'm interested in. That's the weekly. Actually, I'm going to zoom into the day, 3-day chart, and we're going to see how big of a support shelf this is. This is a big support shelf. So remember, guys, what is strong support for a long period of time? Each one of these candles is a day. That is expected to act as resistance. Got little resistance below here because this is already rejected. Let's go in, zoom into this. Because this area has already been rejected. And then we've pulled back through. What was that area? That was this area. So yeah, this area has already been rejected. It's broken through. That's positive that it's broken through. It might have pulled back, but it means that the buy orders have regained momentum at some point to break past that big resistance from the previous bull market and then manage to push their head up. So they pushed their head up for a couple of days and then they pulled back. But that looks good to me, guys, Jasmy. Looks good for dipping my toe in the water now from a spot perspective. I'm not going to teach you leverage, guys. While I'm on leverage, actually, why don't you see me shilling loads of leverage exchanges? It's because I don't want you doing leverage, guys. People in this community, you don't need to do leverage. There's other ways around that, because one thing that happens with leverage is, firstly, you'll get a couple of wins. You'll become complacent. You'll think that you're all the world. You could get 10, 11, 12, 13 trades in a row. And that one trade is the one that wipes your account out, guys. So I'm not going to be doing leverage. I'm not going to be offering leverage exchanges. I get contacted every single day by leverage exchanges, but I'm trying to offer things that are going to add value to the community. That's why I'm working with Forecaster. While I'm at it, guys, one thing that I'm looking for is somebody that can do tax, somebody that can do consultancy. So if by any chance there's any tax, there's any consultancy firms that are out there, hit me in the messages or drop me a DM and see if we can work something out, guys. Because all I want to do is bring things that add value to this community. And the things that add value to this community isn't things that could lose them all of their money. So reach out to me, guys, if you think there's something that can add value to our community, and see if we can work together and then provide that value. Right, that's enough from me on this video. Let me know if you like the Jasmy content, if you want to see what more Jasmy videos, and we've got the Rune 4 chain video next.